They said who feels it knows it, and that is true. Living below the poverty line are not few. Many people are struggling to make two ends meet, trying to keep up with society but can't reach. Doing what they can to put food on their table, but to get some basic necessities they are not able. What can we do to make a change? Let us reason. Hello everyone, welcome back to Let Us Reason podcast with your host Jawara, where we talk about life, we talk about anything and give everyone a fair chance to express their opinions without being vulgar, disrespectful or hostile. You know, I am you, you are me. You know, I'm not better than you, you are not better than me. We are all here on this journey, this early experience that called life. You know, and we are all exposed to the same stuff, good, evil, all the stuff that come on this journey that's called life. All of us are exposed to it. And what I want to talk about today is the light stealing situation in Jamaica, which have been going on for decades, as long as I can remember. And what inspired me to talk on this topic is an article I read in the Jamaica Observer the other day, which state JPS technician begs for leniency for mother of four who stole electricity. They said, who feels it knows it. And that is such a profound and correct statement. Who feels it knows it. And a lot of people are so judgmental because they are not in the position another person in. They're quick to judge. And if they found themselves within that same position, they would do the same thing. So nobody must be too quick to judge in a situation like this where a person is caught stealing electricity. You know, I'm not lobbying for no one to steal light because it's dangerous. You can get killed, you can get your property destroyed, and you can go to prison, or you can get a hefty fine for stealing light. If you can avoid stealing light, avoid it at all costs. But there's a lot of people who just can't do better. And it's the truth. It's the truth. A lot of people just can't do better. Living in this modern world and being a part of society and trying to keep up with society. Electricity play a very vital role. We can't live without electricity right now in this modern world. We can, but it's hard. You know? And when you see everybody have electricity around you where they can watch a TV, they can use a fan, you know, they can have a little fridge, they can play their radio, they can charge their cellular phone. When you see people around you having those privileges, you're going to want the same privilege too. But some of the stuff, some people just can't afford it. And it's not they're living above their means and not living within their means. They just can't afford it. So a lot of people steal light because they can't afford to let JPS run light to their house. Some people the distance they live from the main to buy the wires plus posts to run it to where the house is. It's impossible for a lot of people to buy that wire to run 110 or 220 current to their house, then to buy posts to put that wire on. It's impossible for a lot of people, and that is the truth. It's not like Your house is right at the roadside and the main road. It just take a couple feet of wire to reach your house. A lot of people don't have that privilege. And even though a lot of people might live close to the main, they still can't afford it. It's the truth. A lot of people in Jamaica right now, let me talk about Jamaica. A lot of people there living below poverty line. It's true. A lot of people there living below poverty line. Those people need water, don't it? Running water. Like everybody else, don't it? Those people need electricity, like everybody else, don't it? Those people deserve to have fun, like everybody else. Am I right? Yes. But those stuff is not everyone can afford it. Electricity I'm talking about. So they have to steal a little from JPS. I'm not lobbying, as I said before, for people to steal light. If you can afford to get it, get it. If you don't have to steal light, don't steal it. As I said before, it's dangerous. You can lose your life, you can go to prison, you can get a hefty fine for doing it. So avoid stealing light at all costs if you can. The minimum wage in Jamaica, it baffled me a lot of time. How people are expected to survive on the minimum wage. Oh, people who having children sending to school. Some of them may be paying rent a little room, rent 2 rooms from somebody. It's not everyone live close to their school. A lot of children have to travel miles to reach to their high school. And it's not like back when I was going to school. I used to walk miles from I was 6 years old to go to primary school. And then walk miles again to go to high school. It wasn't walking distance, but it was very far. I have to walk a lot of miles to get to high school and primary school from when I was 6. And when I reached the age of high school, it didn't change. But you have a lot of parents of their children going to different high schools and college. And some of those parents is on minimum wage. So their children have to pay taxi fare plus buy lunch for 5 days for the week. I have a friend, and my friend was telling me that it cost him 5,000 Jamaican dollars to send his son to school every week, and he only have 1 child. 5,000 Jamaican dollars. Suppose him have 2 children sending to school, and they're going to the same school. That is 10,000 Jamaican dollars per week. Suppose that person is working just the minimum wage per week. Tell me now, how on earth can that person afford to send those 2 children to school, buy food, put in their belly, and other expenses? It's impossible. And to pay a light bill, and to pay a water bill, to pay a phone bill. It's impossible. So a lot of people living below poverty line in society and struggling every day how to make ends meet. And a lot of them have to turn to illegal stuff just to keep food on their table. And that's just the truth in society. Why people are afraid to talk about the truth? These things are the truth. A lot of people turn to certain things just because they want to survive. Whether you are poor, whether you are rich, living in society All of us need the basics to survive, right? Whether you're poor, whether you're rich in society, all of us need the basic necessities to survive. When you reach a certain age, you start thinking about having a family, having a woman, having a wife, having children, right? If a person poor, they must have those kind of desires to have a family of their own, to have children of their own. A poor person have those desires just as anybody else who have money. But I'm going to say something. I support the one-child policy that China have for 10 years straight. China passed a law that every family is only allowed to have one child. I support it. What is so wrong about that for me not to support it? If you are in society and you cannot take care of more than one child, it's stupid and crazy to have 3, 4, 5 working on a minimum wage. The maths don't add up. In society, you only can take care of one child. Have one. Because if you cannot afford to take care of 5, they're going to struggle. And you're going to struggle, you're going to be frustrated, you're going to be in stress all the time. And then maybe you have to end up doing stuff that you would normally do, and the kids end up doing stuff that they would normally do because they are struggling. Gone are the days where my grandmother have 13 children. She raised 6. Those days are gone. My grandfather used to do a lot of farming, burn coal. My grandmother used to sell orange at market, sell all different kind of stuff at market. It's not like that anymore. A lot of people don't want to do those stuff anymore. So I strongly support the one-child policy. In a society where you have a lot of people struggling to take care of more than one children. China have that for 10 years. And then they killed that policy in 2016 and they start a new policy where they're allowed to have only 2. So if you can't afford more than one, have only one. And I was thinking about JPS too, wondering if they can't come up with a policy where they help people to have legal light at their house that is house that pass the regulations to have electricity, because it's not every house pass the regulation to run high power current too. If your house pass the regulation to receive electricity, I think JPS can come up with a policy where people receive light at their house and they charge them a monthly fee to get them the light, including in their bill. And maybe even after they do that, people will still can't afford it, man. It's sad to say that's the society we live in. It's sad to say that the society we live in. Some people just can't afford it. And it shouldn't be like that. The basics to survive should be available to everyone in society. Nobody should have to struggle for light and water. No one. Those stuff should be a right. Everyone in society should come together and work together to make sure everybody have light and water. It shouldn't be owned by a private company. It should be owned by the people, and everybody come together to make sure that everybody have light and water. But the thing is this, we as human beings, we are so messed up. We are so messed up. You will have some people agree to work together to keep it going, and some people want to sit around and make everybody else work and them get it for free. It's true. That's who we are as human beings. We are not dedicated. You know, some of us are not dedicated. Some will say, yes, let us work together and build. And they work together and build. And some will sit aside. I don't want to help and work and build, but they want the same service. And it's true. You know, I really respect that JPS technician who begged for leniency in the court for that mother of four. You know, because she was working on a construction site. She met in an accident where she couldn't work. So everything back up on her, so she lose her light, so she have to start steal a little light. You know, and the judge charged her $50,000 fine, and she couldn't pay it. And the JPS technician begged for her. Plus she tell the judge her story, and the judge let her go with a warning, stern warning. You know, yeah man, I respect that JPS technician. That's what we are here on earth to do, to look out for each other. You know, if I have a burden and you can help my burden to become light, you help me, and if you have one, I help you too. If all of us come together and help out each other, help to carry each other burden, this world will be a better place. You know, a higher level of consciousness, that is where we want to reach. The society that exists now, it's not working to the benefit of everyone. And that is the truth. It's not. It's not working to the benefit of everyone. Some people are born in certain circumstances where it's very hard for them to come out of. And others are born in circumstances where they flourish all them life, and the family that come after them experience the same. Shouldn't be like that. We are all here to look out for each other. You know, let us try to reach that higher level of consciousness, and it starts with us individually. But society have us busy. The society that exists now have us busy chasing all type of stuff, and some of the stuff that is not necessary. And as a result of that, it's hard to find peace. The society that exists now keep us busy. But we have to just step back at time. Put society in front of us, like we are watching a TV, and look at all the cards that are being played, all the games that are being played in society. And then you start to realize there's a lot of stuff that is wrong. You know? And then you try to change you from within. Michael Jackson said, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. You know, and start to change from within. The change starts with us as an individual. Don't look for no politician to come and save you. It will never happen. The politician have to look at himself and say, no, I need to change. And we look at ourselves and say that we need to change. You know? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching and listening this podcast. As I always said, love life, live free, live your own truth. Don't take a bit of this moment for granted, because it's very short. You know, and going through life, try to exercise a little bit of patience. You know, it will take you far, trust me. I'm speaking from experience. I always say the man who masters patience can rule the world. But with me, I don't have to master it. I just want to continue to practice, to exercise patience in my daily lives. Take care. Be safe. Don't worry too much about what's going on out there. Live within your means. Alright? Big up until we talk again.